Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if this is your first time here, or if you're new. My channel has grown since I actually posted the last time, which was, I believe, January or February of this year. So welcome. My name is Tanasia, and if you like DIYs, beauty, fashion, lifestyle, you have a home here, or wherever I post. But this is not that type of video at all. I normally don't even post things like this, or like life updates or get to know me's. I've been on YouTube for a couple years now. I have never done a video like trying to get to know me or whatever, but maybe one day I will. I think it's time. But this is kind of update video. Normally I'll kind of like mention if I'm gone for a very long time, where I've been, or if like I've just not have been feeling like posting, but I'm just saying I'm back. But I feel like I can just add this into a random video and then go into the content that I'm looking to post. And I did go ahead and do this video before, but I felt like I wasn't really talking circles. It was just like to get to me trying to be very informative, and I should have not been that informative, and I just knew informative about what happened and everything, trying to make sure y'all understood like the timeline. And I just knew for a fact for myself it was going to be extremely hard for me to go back and look at the footage and actually edit it. So I was like, nah, I'm not even gonna worry about it. It can live on this SD card forever, but when I go back, I ain't gonna look at it. I'm gonna skip over it like it's just not there. But let's get to why we're here. We're at 2 minutes now. So I'm first of all, very appreciative to everybody who have watched videos, asked questions. I literally forgot that I had this channel for an extremely hot minute until I looked and saw the YouTube Studio app on my phone, and I was like, oh, let me see if anybody like look at analytics and stuff. Like, I just wonder, I was like, did anybody even look at these videos? And the analytics, it was like really well, but then I also saw comments, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Like, I honestly, it was just never something that crossed my mind. And when it did cross my mind to come back, I talked to one of my friends. She was like, I was like, can I just come back and just act like, everything's fine? She's like, absolutely not, to be honest, because it's somebody, I'm investing in somebody's channel and they are gone for a while. I kind of want to know, like, are you okay? What happened? I was like, get it, understand it. So it took me an extremely long time to actually feel like talking. And the reason why I've been gone was that my father passed away of cancer, and I was his caregiver, so it took a lot out of me. We were together every single day. He actually retired from working months prior, so it was me and him every day anyway. But it was more of the capacity of caregiver. So I took him to his appointments, radiation. Me and my mom, we tag team chemotherapy and other appointments he needed to do. That's what we did. So it was extreme life changing. The whole thing is just extremely life changing. And when it comes to certain things like this, I know it's in the African American community, and sometimes the other communities too, but when you're specifically in the community, you realize it, that a lot of times when people get sick, when things happen, we shy away from talking about it. And when you shy away from talking about things, you kind of lessen the amount of help, because you don't know who you may meet that is going through the same things that you're going through, that can be informative to you the same way that you can be informative to them. And I ran into someone while I was working with my coworkers who had someone in their family that was going through it. And I'm one of these people, like, I don't like sharing my business. Obviously, you can tell from this channel. So I really shied away from talking about it until she shared it with the team, and I was able to provide resources and for her, and me and her, we would just like ask each other, like, hey, how's your dad doing, how's so and so doing. That's what we did, and we still talk to this very day. I check on her, she checks on me. But that really did help then, because I didn't really have anybody to talk to that understood what was going, like the whole, like, cancer and the kind of the, like, what you go through. And me, a caregiver, and at that time when he got diagnosed, I was 29. I'm 31 now. So it's kind of hard. And I have one friend, she has I wouldn't say organization, but she has a brand. Nora 22 is for Alzheimer's awareness for millennials and caregivers, specifically for just making awareness of Alzheimer's. So she has created community. When it comes to like cancer stuff, I didn't really feel like I had community. So a lot of times, like, I'll be honest, I went through just not feeling well about myself, like a very dark time. And which I'm very appreciative of the people in my life, but when you don't have people who actually live the situation, only thing they can offer you is sympathy. And sympathy is great and all, but it really helps to have people who actually understand. Because when you have people that understand, we're talking to each other from the same standpoint. When you don't, you're just talking from a standpoint of like, I understand what you're saying, and I'm hoping to provide some type of support. But that's something that I felt like I lacked, and I feel like that is partially my fault, because respecting privacy. And a lot of people who actually knew was like my close friends, and my close friends I consider family, because these are people who actually came into my home, and they know my dad personally, know his personality. One of my friends, he was in the hospital. She sent him a elbow arrangement. He was so happy. He put it on Facebook. He really did. My dad, he was very active on Facebook. He put it on Facebook. Me and my dad, my friend, they were friends on Facebook too. So he appreciated just how I appreciated just knowing that the people around me who knew how much I love my dad, and just know he was a hilarious person, very hilarious, funny. They love my dad as much as I did. This not get twisted. Always will love my father. So they really did help out, and just putting a smile on his face during those times, because it's easy to fall in depression and everything, being a patient but also be a caregiver, and being around people who are sick. Also, I do want to personally also say thank you to my family, especially my dad's sisters and brother. Whenever we needed them here, or they just knew that my dad was down, they actually would just come, because we live in 2 different states. They would actually come and visit, and they called frequently. My dad was extremely close with our family, because we have family up north. We have family in the south, because we live in the south, obviously, if y'all didn't know that, because I've never shared that. But they really was instrumental with him feeling his best self sometimes and everything, and him seeing them brighten his day, because if they were having a function or anything, my dad was there. My dad was the life of the party. So they helped so much. And even till now, I talk to my aunts, I talk to my uncle, like, and my cousins, like, they help so much with calling and helping out any way that they possibly can while he was here and even after. So I'm very extremely appreciative for them. I always try to make sure that they knew how much I appreciated them, and my dad appreciated them just coming around, because they did so much for us. So I just really thank them, and it does help having a village of people that's just there. And I'm happy that they were here and everything. And going to radiation with him, I met a whole bunch of people. I became friends with these people because I saw the same people every week. And one time, like a little quick story, I couldn't go because I had an appointment and something happened. It was a virtual appointment. So my mom ended up taking him, and I told her, I was like, tell my friends I'll be back tomorrow, because this is like a Thursday. I think we go Monday through Friday. I believe we went Monday through Friday, because this is literally last year. So I remember it was a Thursday. But needless to say, I told my mom, I was like, tell them that I'll be back. Like, this is something we did, like, it was like early morning. So I basically, what I did was I was supposed to go back to Atlanta for work. And I asked them, I told them everything that was going on. I asked them, could I stay and I'd be able to work and be able to take care of my father, which they were very understanding and let me do that. So, like I said earlier, me and my mom tag teamed it, but I took my dad to all radiation appointments and stuff like that. And I told her, I was like, that day so happened she was home from work. She didn't work that day. And she was like, these people are not worried about you. When she came back, she was like, they asked about you, and I told them that you'll be back. I said, see, I have friends, don't play with me. But everybody that I met there was so extremely nice. They were so extremely hopeful. They came with a positive attitude. So with me saying that, and also chemotherapy, if you've never been to a center before, it is a large room with many beds, and it's so many people in there. And my mom, she went the majority of those because they were like in the afternoon. And my mom would always say, like, you do not know how many people does chemotherapy or who walks around and has cancer, have things like actual illnesses and diseases each and every day, that walks around and you see them. And when I went to the room, it is a huge room. It's like beds from one end to the other going back. So I say that you never know what people are going through. So always make sure you have a positive attitude each and every day. Be compassionate, exercise kindness, even to those people who are just not kind to you. They might be having a bad day, but you just don't know what people are actually going through. For me, being a caregiver, and I mentioned earlier in the video that I just did not feel like I really had a community, and just didn't feel comfortable talking to people or even coming on this platform talking about it, because I respected my father's privacy, and still to this day I do. But I want to make myself like a resource to you all who watch my videos, and you have a family member or just know somebody who has cancer, or you're a caregiver. You can always feel comfortable like to email me, or you feel comfortable like leaving put in the comments. If you know me, I do respond. So I just want to make myself really available to you all, if you're going through something, please feel comfortable to just say something, because I don't want somebody feeling the way that I felt, and we could talk about it. I mean, personally, not like actually making the video. And also I want to leave with like something of encouragement. One thing that my aunt said when my dad first got sick was, God has the last say. Man does not trump God. God will make a way. And he takes care of all his children. So just let them know, and you too, God has to say, don't get discouraged. God works miracles every single day. So I just want to leave you all with that. So yeah, when I think about my dad being sick and getting sick, it hurts me, because I know that my dad, he was one of those people, he went to the doctor all the time, and when I tell you all the time, my dad had literally, I feel like he had a doctor's appointment every week. And I'm pretty sure he did, but maybe every other week. I don't think I'm being dramatic by saying that, but he did. So he really took good care of himself. And for this, like, to slip up, it just seems, to me, it's odd and it's crazy. However, the type of cancer he had, I think it's one aggressive form, and it's not caught immediately. But I remember talking to my dad, he said, like, I went to the doctor complaining about being out of breath, and extremely, like, when bending over, like, that's not normal, and they didn't do anything about it. And I wish I would have known, because my friend I have friends that works in healthcare, and they have been heaven sent through the process, because if I had any questions or if anything happened, I was able to call them, and they actually, one of my friends actually saved my dad's life. So one thing I always remember her saying, which I did tell him before, well, I told him about, like, getting the MRIs and getting x-rays and stuff done, and requesting those things, especially if you believe that something's wrong, because that's kind of what happened, which triggered to find out that he did have cancer. But this goes for y'all too. If y'all feel like something's wrong and they're not going to test you for it, and you say, like, you want to test or something, you tell them, hey, put this in my records, that you're refusing to test me, to treat me, whatever, for something that's going on that you know, because I don't know if that's a lawsuit, but you need to have it for your records if anything goes wrong, because you communicate that you knew that, communicate that something's wrong, and they're refusing to treat you. But also, you find another primary care another physician. If you know that your needs are not being met, we don't stay with people that are not going to look after you the way that you need to be looked after, you being cared for. So that was really a shocker to me, because he took very well care of himself. If something wrong, he was in that doctor's office. So I think that's something that we can all do. We're not, to be honest, I can say this for myself, my degree is nowhere in the field of healthcare. I've worked in the hospital before, but not in the capacity of working with actual patients. So we do, as people, lean more on the healthcare system for advice and things than anything. So I really miss my dad. It's extremely hard, and it's difficult, and to be honest, my dad is the reason we have this channel. The camera that I use, he purchased the camera, and one of the things that he, like, he got sick, he said, oh, you don't do YouTube anymore. And he kind of, at that point, I wasn't really worried about it. This was last year. And I was like, I need to get back on my Zoom. And I tried to come back, but when he wasn't feeling well, I just could not bring myself to record or just to post. So I do have some old stuff that I can post, like DIYs and stuff like that, and I am gonna post those things for you. I even have video. I do 2 rounds of edits. I did 1 edit on it. I need to go back and do another one, so I am gonna post that one, and all that, the other stuff that I have. Plus, during this time, I did do some more. I did record a lot of videos, so I will be posting. Bit my tongue. I will be posting all that stuff. But yeah, it's been a lot different. So I will try to be a little bit more consistent. We're gonna try, guys. We're really gonna try, and I'm gonna try to diversify my content, because sometimes I just really don't feel like sitting down. So we're gonna try to make my dad proud, make something of this channel. That actually, my first sponsored content, my dad actually, because I had to do that course, the makeup course. My dad did my pictures and all that stuff for me, so he was involved. So he was like, oh, you could really make money from this. I was like, yeah. So he was very involved in stuff when it came to this. Me and my dad, we loved the Georgia Bulldogs. Even though I went to Carolina because it was in state, we loved the Bulldogs. And I remember when he got his truck, he got a brand new truck, and he was like, I bought the truck for me and you. And he had me, at that time, I can't get into that type of detail. But needless to say, he bought the truck. He was like, this is when Georgia won the championship last year. We got in the truck, he had to get something done to it. He had me drive the truck to the dealership. It's a Lexus GX, the truck. Super nice truck. If y'all want a truck tour of that truck, I could do it for you. Lovely truck. It was a custom truck. If he did Lexus, it was custom. And we went to Lexus dealership. We went to IGA. We got lost in Blackwood because he told me to go this way. And I was just like, I don't even be in Blackwood. So me and him, we got lost, and we had to put the GPS on. Then he was like, oh, let's go to Augusta to go get us some merch. So we drove all the way to Augusta, got UGA stuff. We got a whole bunch of stuff. And we went there, we came back, and we went to Academy, we went to Dick's Sporting Goods, we got a whole bunch of stuff. So when he got home, I feel like this is like the next day. He wanted me to take a picture of him with all his stuff. He had his Georgia hoodie on. He had a Georgia blanket. I got him years ago another Georgia blanket. The hat, shirt, all Georgia out. And he had me take pictures. He said, do I look sick? I was like, yeah, you look a little sick. And we looked at each other, we laughed. Because me and Dad, we enjoy dark humor. We did. Me and my dad, we love to joke and kiki and laugh and stuff together. So we laughed. He's like, fix me up, fix me up. So I fixed him up. He smiled, so we took the picture. And I always cherish that picture. And one thing I told him was, we're going to have to make it to a game. We said, we gotta make it to Athens. Unfortunately, we did not make it to Athens. But he's watching from the sky, so he has the best seats watching the Bulldogs play. So if you're a fan, if you know somebody on the team, what is the person? If you know anybody just know, like, tell them, hey, this girl on YouTube, dad is a #1 fan. My daddy was Bulldogs, like birthdays. We did Georgia Bulldogs. So they got to run it back again. They got to run it back. We got to get a championship. We got to get a championship for my daddy. So I've been watching, because it's been hard to watch the games without him. But I've been following. This is a bad spot for him to stop them people. But you say, like, we're watching, and that's something that me and him watch. We love was Georgia Bulldogs, and I actually did his flower arrangement for his grave, Georgia Bulldogs. So yeah, so miss him so much. I'm happy that we were able to send him off the right way. He was extremely loved. He was a military, so military, his job, he retired from his job. Those people love, respect him. Family, friends. My daddy was popular. He knew a lot of people, so he felt the love while he was here and while he went through everything. So yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video. I'll be posting here, and anybody who's lost a family member to cancer, my heart is forever with you all. Anybody that's caregivers, like, I'm with you, and I pray that things get easier, even though it's definitely a hard task. And so I will talk to you all later. I've been talking for, like, I'm looking at the record, and it's been 23 minutes, and does not feel like that, because I feel like I'm just having a conversation with you all. And I also did this in the car because that's where I felt most comfortable. So yeah, I will talk to you all next time. Thank you for watching, and I will see y'all later. Bye, y'all.